We're not sure what all that noise is. We're assuming it's noise from the misters. This is really the first time, Matthew, that we are getting to listen in on all of this, because we've been talking to you all since 5 o'clock this morning, and we haven't had really a chance to just kind of soak it all in on this crisp, beautiful El Paso morning. Those are the misters that have been going for the last about an hour now, Matthew.
Yeah, originally you thought it would go about 20 minutes, but this is the moment. This is the moment that we've been counting down to, and this is when the emotions really start to well up. This is, you talked about the good, the bad, regardless of what it is, this is when they really start to come to the surface, because you can talk about the ASARCO smokestacks coming down all you want, but the actual event, this is going to change people.
We just heard a loud boom, and here it comes. Wow. I don't know about you all at home, but we are very, very close to ASARCO smokestacks, and it felt like an earthquake. I've been in an earthquake before, and it felt like a small earthquake. This is history. The smokestacks are gone. This is just a white cloud of dust and debris.
April 13th, that day will go down in the history of El Paso. You won't forget that date and where you were. Here at the studio, we actually felt the shake, but it wasn't just that physical shake, but that emotional one, because this was a monumental day in El Paso's history.
I'm sure a lot of people out there, especially El Pasoans, are feeling a sense of maybe of closure, a sense of maybe you're a little sad today, and it's still shaking here in the studio. We have some lights that are still shaking here in the studio, even seconds before this happened. So it's a very emotional day for a lot of folks out there. This is a live picture from Ciudad Juarez right now. Paul Cicala is out there, and he will have a reaction for us, bird's eye view for all of you at home.
Still, I got to ask you now that the smokestacks have actually come down. We've talked about it all morning. When we drive here to work every day, we see it. I know you've talked about your family and how they're attached to the smokestacks as well. We're looking at that live picture right now. How does it feel emotionally that skyline is never coming back?
You know, like I told you, I think a lot of El Pasoans have that connection. This is I-10 and ASARCO. Before I answer that question for you, this is I-10 and ASARCO. You can see all that smoke out there. This is the absolute reason why traffic was not allowed in the area, just so they can avoid something like this and avoid accidents out there. And Matthew, you know, I think that we all have some sort of connection to these smokestacks, you know, good or bad. You know, like I told you, my father went up there a few times to clean the inside of the smokestack. So, you know, it provided a job for my dad a few times, and some money for the family. And, you know, I come from a family of miners, and they brought the metals or whatever they brought here to ASARCO many decades ago. And so everybody has a connection. So this is an emotional day for a lot of folks out there, because whether it's good or bad, you have to feel that this is April 13th is a historic day for El Paso at many different levels and for many different reasons.
It didn't matter truly how much you were prepared for it. Obviously an emotional experience. We want to go right now to ABC7's Rick Cabrera. Rick, I know you've been out there with so many people. You had that first-hand look. I see you have the dust mask on now. What's it like out there where you are?
Well, you know, amazing. We figured we're about 4,000 feet away, northwest of the boat stacks. And other than that pop, you didn't really hear anything. You didn't feel anything. And certainly don't smell anything at this point. Again, about 4,000 feet away. I can tell you the dust cloud is still there. That's still around. I'm guessing it's probably about 300 feet or so in the air at this point. Obviously, crews now are going to start moving toward that site in a short time. But again, we're about 4 minutes since this blast first took place. The dust mask at this point not really necessary. I also had some safety goggles as well, some safety glasses. Again, not necessarily about 4,000 feet away at the media staging area right off of I-10 and Executive. I will tell you there was a big loud cheer from the dignitaries tent over here, the area they have for invited guests. Again, we're assuming that's county commissioners, people of that nature, city reps, the mayor possibly. That's to our left. But again, the cloud is still there. But for the most part here, 4,000 feet away, little to no vibration. I didn't feel any at all. Certainly don't smell anything, and I didn't hear anything but that first pop. First one went down in about 13 seconds. The second one was down in about 31 seconds, all combined about half a minute for both stacks. 100 years of El Paso history come crashing down to the ground here at the ASARCO smelter site. And again, as Trustee Roberto Puga told us, this is really just the halfway point. So a lot of steps to go through before this site is ready to be sold and moved on. But again, just about 4,000 feet away, nothing other than some dust at this point, and none of it's reached us for the most part. It's moving toward the northeast, the way the actual towers fell. But you can see it's already started to get a little clearer out there, not quite as bad as it was when that initial blast took place. Was interesting to see both stacks fell in two. They didn't make it to the ground in one piece. But again, they're both down, and it took about 31 seconds. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Hey, before we let you go, Rick, what are you feeling out there? How do you feel? You know, you've been in El Paso for about, 12, 15 years?
Yeah.
Well, you know, how do you feel this morning, having to cover this and as an El Pasoan?
Well, I certainly was going to miss this opportunity to be out here reporting live from this scene. Again, I've been here 14 years this summer, and again, this is one of the biggest events, certainly in our history here. Tomorrow we have City Hall going down, talking about demolition weekend, but I was going to miss this opportunity for anything. And there was a sense of, I guess, relief that it went well with no fear, or there was no fear, at least around here. Everyone seemed to be excited about what was going on. A lot of people here with cameras, taking pictures, taking video. And again, like I told you, over there where the invited guests are, there was a big cheer, a lot of applause and clapping over there, just a few feet away from where I am. Of course, all of us over here are trying to do our job and focus on what's at hand, and I was taking as many notes as I could. But again, a sense of relief at this point that things went off, for the most part, it appears, without a hitch.
Hey, Rick, if you get a chance, if Roberto Puga is around there, can you ask him if they were expecting some of all that dust and debris and big cloud to hover over the I-10 and ASARCO? That would be some interesting information to get to our viewers. That is exactly why they didn't allow traffic to go in that area. But if you can find out exactly if they had really expected this, that would be great.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Puga is in high demand right now. Last time I saw he was over there by the invited guests there, but I'll keep trying to get those answers for you.
Okay, Rick, thank you.
And you know, Rick provides